Welcome, Tell Your Story Winter Spring News. Our newsletter this month is being dedicated to Neale. Neale Svenson, author and co-creator of Life After ICMe, made his transition 49 days ago of reading out this newsletter. And he was and remains part of our community from Blue Skies. I had the pleasure of sharing a few moments with this special couple, Neale and Jeri-Lee, during an interview back in May 2018. Followed by Neale partaking in telling his story, which was led by his wife, Jeri-Lee, the first of our Facilitators of Change. Neale's life is being celebrated at the end of June, the 30th of June, in Yorkshire, and his memory will live on in our hearts. If you are able to support by buying Neale's book or donating to support Jeri-Lee, as she regains her footsteps with three little ladies, please do go to widowedat40.com. Neale Svenson, 1958 to 2019. Thank you for your continued support and interest in the development of the School for Facilitators of Change. I invite you to put the kettle on and to spend a little of your precious time to take a moment. This message is infused with love, the intent to provide you with upliftment. As I take this opportunity to say hello, we continue the journey of choosing and awakening to our true self, the desire and action of living joyfully and authentically. These are the outcomes of holding space within the community of Tell Your Story. The journey of Tell Your Story is profound for each person. That's what I've witnessed as we've been going along. It's an individual journey, yet one that we're able to share to get her. Together, we're encouraging and exploring the divine feminine aspects of ourselves. As we tune into our feminine within, the soft essence of our being emerges. And this has been witnessed time and time again, and with such pleasure within the community. A natural, gentle part of our nature, the part which nurtures us and others, the part which is often suppressed and stifled. Tuning into the community each week in our Friday group coaching session, Phase 2, the winter and spring theme has been one of nurturing the heart and soul. So often we can lean into busyness to stop us from being. How are you being joyous and keeping awake to your truth and authentic self during these busy times? Consider joining our Phase 2 if you've finished writing your story, because the journey is much better shared as we continue to grow personally. The first retreat was held in North Yorkshire, a venue that was recommended by Neale, and we bless him for that and thank him massively. It took place on the 22nd to the 25th of March 2019, and it allowed a handful of storytellers to relax further into the theme of nurturing the heart and soul through empowerment. We launched the #1 empowerment game in the world, Empowering an Hour, which I created some 10 years ago. My thanks goes out to each one of you who were able to attend physically and spiritually, not just during the sessions or during the actual event weekend, but prior and certainly after. Thank you to Leni, who travelled all the way from the furthest from Denmark, Anne, Catherine and Cassia, and even Mary and Jenny in Australia, who were able to join to tell the stories. Thank you for co-creating a very, very, very special weekend. As a result of carrying out the weekend, we are almost ready to reveal Phase 3. I am. Intuitive marketing with a little M. Born out of the Tell Your Story Pioneer process. The link to download the report for you to read and offer feedback can be seen here, so click the link. The book is almost complete. The short report explains the journey of marketing and selling and how to recognise the difference based upon 20 years research, network marketing mainly. Please download the 4 to 5 page document and enjoy. The Winter Spring Accountability and 6-month update. I just feel it's important to share the journey of developing this unfolding process, this unfolding journey. and enterprise that's being created. And each person who's either listening to this, who's reading these newsletters, are all part of that journey. It's not just Anthea Fenton, it's all of us. And that's why I feel it's really important to give you all updates. So the lessons learned from spending 3 months prior to the retreat at the bed and breakfast venue was so extreme. I wanted to share them with you for the purpose of, do you know when enough is enough? I quickly discovered all was not as it seemed amongst the spiritual hosts. The atmosphere was exposed to be extremely toxic despite its external appearance. Note to ourselves, when shining your light of authenticity, not everyone will be able to cope with the areas being illuminated. Familiar friends of lies, sabotage, bullying of your character and gentle nature will be the weapons used. 3 months of spiritual cleansing and decluttering. The intensity of the work manifested in my body as cystitis, mental and physical exhaustion. At the Buddhist retreat in 2017, diabetes visited my body as a result of such levels of stress, high levels of stress. I was the only one doing the manual work in the main, painting, cleaning, hospitality, gardening, cooking, housekeeping, all thoroughly. I wanted, not needed, the experience of hosting and running a retreat type of venue. This was the chance for a dream to come true until the manifestation of Including You's retreat, of which will be funded through story play and healing. I didn't stay in the luxury of the bed and breakfast, but rather in a cold, damp or saturated carpet, which was causing my lungs to inflame, sloping caravan. Eventually, the increasing slope caused my back to pain excruciatingly. Catherine stepped in to offer respite and recovery. The offering of a bed became an irresistible offer to refuse. The lessons learned and shared here amongst the community. This journey of life and living can appear tough, a familiar place. For all my life, from inside the womb of my mother, I struggled. I wasn't meant to be seen. When I arrived, gastroenteritis, inflammation of the stomach and intestines, affecting my solar plexus, which relates to self-worth, self-confidence and self-esteem imbalance, the root chakra, career, money mindset and sense of well-being and belonging. What this has meant is I have developed a default button of work hard, nothing comes easily, life is hard. So every day I now allow myself to gently shift the blockages and welcome the truthful opposite of those statements. Thank you to the spiritual hosts for allowing me the opportunity to dig deep, acknowledge and release. If you have a story of a similar nature, come and share with us how you have overcome. Now is the time for our true stories to be heard. If you are not reaching your full potential, I now am able to identify where your blocks are and empower you in clearing them. Book a free alignment consultation by clicking on the link in the newsletter. A special announcement for public recognition and appreciation of gratitude. Lahila Apaya and Catherine Von Stein have truly been earth angels who have taken me under their wings and offered a retreat to lay my head here in Yorkshire. As I travel dedicated to my passion of empowering people to reach their full potential through walking my talk, the focus and redirection of my energies to cleanse the retreat was worth it. To enable the team to feel nurtured and embraced at the venue, good came out of our experience there. So my question to you, how is your body from past memories and experiences speaking to you right now? Emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. How is that doing that today? If you are experiencing misalignment and ready to align to your truth, heal the pains from the past, I can highly recommend reaching out. To empower you to align to your truth, reach out for Infinity Healing and click the button in the newsletter. The impact and work of Tell Your Story requires you. Each story we share is unique and worthy of being told. If you are ready to tell your story, join us. If you are ready to pick up where you left off after writing your book, join us at phase 2. I invite each of you to visit the page below to consider supporting me in this work. There are many ways you're able to do that. On the page it will show you how. Some of you have asked about how can you donate. I've chosen a specific method, whereas as you give you also receive, because no one's in a position to continually keep on giving, and it's not sustainable. So the principles of give and receive is at the very core of peer-to-peer crowdfunding, where there is no middleman taking a percentage out of the funds that have been donated. The members keep what they share and they share it with each other across 150 countries. Please consider the various ways of support. Oodles of love and hugs. Yours in empowerment, Anthea Fenton. P.S. Consider joining us in launching the Release Your Financial Genius to help create a better world. It's going to be an online interactive workshop. If you want to contribute, there will be an option to be able to do that. But if you sign up on the page, it's the Release Your Financial Genius. And I just thought that's what it's all about. If we can help to transform, if I can help you to transform your finances, how's that going to transform your world and the greater world at large? So that's the next phase that we're in, is the I Am and the Releasing the Financial Genius. So we're looking at money, health and relationships. So look out for some new information that's going to be coming out, and please do, just drop back a little note of support, because it really does help to keep me motivated in doing this amazing work that's about nurturing seedlings to reach their full potential, including you. Look out on the page, anthonyfenton.com, and I look forward to seeing you soon.